Okay, now we continue our class to short-term liability or bank loan. Okay, for the purpose of our syllabus for bank loan, we have to understand under two methods. Number one is simple interest, and the other one is for the discount interest. But inside the book we have three, but only for our syllabus is only two required over here. Alright, for the next one, we would like to see what is the difference between the simple interest and the discount interest. So, simple interest is actually interest that we pay at the end of the loan period. So, it shows that the interest we have to pay at the end. But what happened for the discount interest? So, discount interest we have to pay at the beginning of the loan period. It shows that here, if we borrow something, so the amount that we should get is less than that because we have to minus the interest first. Some sort like here, EAC equals to interest divided by AR. AR is amount that we are going to receive. In under simple interest, AR is equals to AB. Alright, for those ready, you can go through example 2 and example 3 in page 154 by yourself. Right, for the discount interest, so the EAC is still the same. Interest divided by the AR. EAC stands for effective annual interest. Effective annual interest is actually the effective amount. It's not like what is stated by the bank. It could be higher or lower or the same as what is stated by the bank. Alright, what is AR over here? Alright, AR over here supposed to be, we have to minus with the interest because the amount that we are going to receive, it should be lower. So this one we can see in example 3 and example 4 of page 155 in our textbook. Alright, so have a look here. This is for the example of 6-7. Okay, so here what is actually the difference between the simple interest and the discount interest if the bank required for the compensating balance. The compensating balance is actually the amount that we have to retain in the bank or left inside in our account in order to borrow that kind of interest. Right, for the AR here, for the simple interest, previously simple interest AR equals to AB. But then if we have the compensating balance, so this figure we have to left in our account. Alright, so we have to minus with the CB. Alright, example 6 and example 7 on page 156 and page 157 is actually represent the simple interest but with the compensating balance. Alright, but for the discount interest, the EAC is still the same. Alright, but now the previous formula is AR equals to AB minus interest. But now if we got the CB again, we have to minus the CB. So this one, it refers to example 10 and example 11 on page 159 and page 160. Alright, so we continue. If no amount borrowed is given, so we couldn't calculate for the interest. So what we have to do to find the to find the amount borrowed first. So we revise the formula AR equals to AB minus CB. So this one we have to look to the example 8 and 9, page 157 and page 158. Alright, so this is when the interest is not given. Okay, this one, interest is not given. The same also the situation for discount interest if we have the compensating balance. Alright, so here the same thing. So AB minus interest and minus CB. Alright, but this one no amount borrowed is given. So we have to find the amount borrowed. So now you can refer to example 12 and example 13 on page 161 and page 162. Alright? Okay, alright, next. Okay, if we refer to the example 2 here, alright, for those who need further explanation. So example 2 stated that Sharina wishes to borrow. She would like to borrow 20,000 for a year. And then this is for the simple interest. And then calculate the effective annual rate or effective annual cost is the same thing. And please do remember the simple interest is actually the AR equals to AB. Amount received should be equal to the amount borrowed. So formula is interest divided by AR. Interest is 14% times with 20,000. We get 2,800. So what are we going to do is interest 2,800 divided by AR. Since AR is equals to the AB. And this one EAC equals to 14%. Okay, now we refer to the example 3. Okay, what happened to the example 3? Okay, example 3 here is exactly the same, but then the same example here, example 3, borrow 20,000, simple interest 14%, calculate the EAC, but here for 6 months. So what is the difference for 6 months is actually when we calculate interest, we should times with number of months, which is 6 over 12 if she borrow for 6 months. Okay, so the interest we get 1,400. So 1,400 divided by 20,000. Why 20,000? Because simple interest AR equals to AB. And please, lastly, we have to times with 12 over 6. It's actually all these figures we divided by 6 over 12. Now we have to times with 12 over 6. So here equals to 14%. Okay, now we move to the other one, which is discount interest. Okay, so here discount interest. Now we move on to the discount interest. Okay, so borrow 20,000, the same thing here, discount interest 14%. So what we have to do here is actually interest divided by AR, and now AR is equals to AB minus interest. Interest is like normal, we calculate 14% times 20,000, but what to divided by AR, but now AR is equals to 20,000 minus 2,800. So there we're going to get this figure. Alright, so this is the difference. Alright, now we move on to our last slide. So our last slide is example here, the same thing, but now if they borrow for 6 month period, okay, 20,000, 14%, but now we borrow for 6 month period. So interest we times with 6 over 12, we got 1,400. And then what about the EAC? So EAC, interest divided by AR. AR we have to minus with interest, and don't forget to times with 12 over 6. So our final figure is 15.05. Thank you.